I've been saying that this year feels a lot like 2020, and I've got this sinking feeling, this deja vu. Do you remember how 2020 started? It started like right? It was all the stuff in the news, the biggest fire that has ever been recorded in Australia, February, Kobe Bryant dies. There was a bunch of things. There was a bunch of things. And then March comes. I remember March 6th. I was at this big party and everything was fine. Like the COVID was on the news sort of in the background, but really nothing happened. And then the next day going into an office meeting and them just getting like really serious and being like, look, this is what we're going to do if COVID makes it to America. And then a week later, there was a shutdown. And there's just something about the way this year is going that it feels like we are a week away from truly hitting the fan. And I don't know what to do, but I'm curious if other people feel the same way.
Just so you know, they messed up with the timing.
You will never convince me that 2020 and the whole demic that happened did not rip open this giant portal to hell, or we're in a dimension. We'd skip timelines, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and we're just all stuck living in Groundhog Day, but the days progressively get worse. Because what in the fuck? Every day we wake up, same different day. Why?
Is it just me, or does nothing feel real anymore? Like, it feels like I'm going through the motions pretty much every day. Like, nothing hits the same. Like, I can't explain it. Holidays don't feel the same. People act completely different anymore. It's to the point where, like, most days it just feels like all I want to do is just, like, sleep, not do much, because it just feels strange. I can't explain it. I really can't, but everything feels different. It's felt different for a while. And again, I don't know if I'm making much sense here. I hope that I am. I hope that there are others out there that know what I'm talking about, but maybe it's just me. But honestly, nothing feels real anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't. But what happened to life in general? Why does it feel so weird anymore?
So I don't want to be that guy, but is anybody else? It already feels like 2020 again. Like, I don't know if it's because I just moved to the middle of nowhere and I'm like in this empty apartment by myself, or just like, is it just? I don't know. I low key been on quarantine. I ain't left this house because I'm in a Trump neighborhood, bro, and this shit just be weird going anywhere. But it feel like 2020 again, bro. Like, it already feel like, bro. It already dead ass feels like 2020 again. It feels like lockdown. It feels like all that. Like, bro, low key. I don't know, brother. I don't know. We might be back to that shit again. Who knows? But damn, bro, it's crazy in these streets. Like, I guess it's back to 2020, man. That's what it feels like, though. It feels like I'm in a silent area. It's fucking moved out of the big city. Like, this shit feel weird, man. I feel like 2020 again, bro. Shit getting crazy.
I know this might sound a little crazy, but it really don't. Well, not to me. I'm starting to just realize that it's starting to feel like 2020 all over again. Just think about it. Everything just feels strange. And remember, when Walmart used to be open 24 hours, right? Remember when COVID came out? It closed and it had certain times. Everything is still closed at certain times. So, and then this is when COVID was first introduced. And then there was another virus, the hantavirus. So, I don't know if it's just me, but it's starting to feel like the same thing all over again. And people have been experiencing it everywhere. It's like we're going back in time. The timelines just shifted. People still are feeling disconnected. And we still years in. And it seems like no matter what you do, you just keep going backwards. And the prices are still increasing. Everybody is being isolated. People don't want to do the same things no more. That's why it feels like 2020 all over. Nothing is the same no more. That's when things changed. But that same things change, it seems like it's just stuck in that same time frame when things first changed. And that's the fascinating part, because millions have been wishing and hoping that it get better, but it's not getting better. And then it's like you'll try to figure out a solution to the problem, but you really can't find a solution to the problem. That's something that they don't want us to know. And then, even if you had a solution, people have been feeling so disconnected, all they're going to do is debate you about that's not the right solution. We can't unite no more. People have been divided ever since. That's why it's starting to feel like the same thing all over again. Everybody's so distant and so quick to react. People change, and it's terrifying. And nothing seems real. Ever since 2020 hit, nothing seemed real anymore. And something's been off for a long time. People so drawn in to being on the internet. This is a crazy world that we live in. I remember when people used to get out and want to just be in person, just that experience, to just experience life in person. People don't want to experience life in person no more. People just don't care. And the way that this economy is collapsing, that's why you think it's the same thing all over again. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's the same thing all over again. I don't know if they're ever going to bring Walmart back to 24 hours. And so much things is going on in grocery stores in general and Walmarts in general. You just can't imagine. And that's why everything is starting to feel like 2020 all over again. People are still struggling. People are still living in U-Hauls and tents and hotels to survive. And I didn't know it was this much going on around the world, because most of us wasn't noticing it back then because we were too asleep to pay attention. But since people have become more woke, some people, not all people, they're starting to realize the same things that's happening over and over again. And this is crazy. And the same American dream is a nightmare. It's been feeling like a nightmare for so long, you can't even remember when a dream was good. That's the sad part. And let me know how y'all feel. That's my take on this situation. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know if this is your reality. Because I know it's more and more people that feel like this. So if you feel like this also, leave it in the comments. Express yourself. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace. That's my take.